When that happened, I just said, okay, well, I'm just going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to wear what I want to wear. And if people like it, great. If they dislike it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Twin Talk. We are finally back in our studio in Miami. It's been a minute. But first, I've been replaced since we've been back here, so I'm going to leave, and here comes my better half. Carol on the mic. It's Carol and Hannah's show now.
My surprise for you is that because NBA starts tonight, I'm so excited. Basketball's back.
Basketball's back, baby. Haley's back playing basketball.
Haley's back playing basketball. The two are coinciding.
They really are.
Betr is boosting your first NBA lineup from 100x to 200x.
2 is better than 1, baby.
So we're going to download Betr
and play better picks. We're going to be bringing on a very special guest this next episode. We kind of talk a lot about body dysmorphia, how to be confident as a woman, being in a male space as entrepreneurs. We definitely have some struggles with that. So just kind of learning that and being able to talk with Paige was definitely very exciting. So if you guys like golf, I'm sure you guys all know who Paige Spiranac is. I got a chance to talk to her and just learn about her. She's been in this social media space for a while. Hannah and I just wanted to gain knowledge and just talk to her about being a female influencer, but also being a female athlete as well. So let's welcome her in. Obviously, guys, Paige is obviously amazing, as you guys probably already knew that. But other than the fact that she thinks Haley has a better golf swing than me, I thought it was a great What can I say? I'm the athlete in the family. That's crazy. She's a one-sport athlete. Take me on anything. One sport, golf and basketball? Haley, I would kill you in sprints. Anything else? Golf. You have a better golf swing. I don't know if you can shoot better than me. Okay, true. Anyways, but yeah, it was amazing to talk with her, kind of see her perspective on the social media side and kind of apply it to our life and going forward with it. Yeah, so thank you so much, Paige, for coming on. And thank you guys for tuning in to Twin Talk. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to help our podcast grow. Okay, what's up, guys? We have a very special guest today, one of the biggest golf social media personalities, Paige Renee. Well, thanks for coming on. My first question is, what made you get into golf and, how did it all really start? To, college, it said you went to the University of Arizona to SDSU, and then, obviously, you're, the biggest golf influencer online now. So, take us through, your journey with it.
So I was actually a competitive gymnast before I switched into golf, and I wanted to go to the Olympics, but had too many injuries and decided to quit. And so I actually started golf a little bit later than most kids start now. They start when they're 2 or 3, and you're seeing that across all sports, but especially in golf, they specialize so early on. And so I loved it right away. I was a highly ranked junior golfer, ended up playing in college. And then I really wanted to play professionally. That was my goal, but I didn't really have any money to be able to do that. So I was running junior golf clinics. I was caddying. I was coaching, doing anything I could. And then randomly one day my Instagram blew up. So I had around, 500 followers, and I was only posting golf related pictures and videos. And someone found my Instagram, wrote an article about me. And then overnight I went from having 500 followers to 100,000 followers. It was 2015. And at that time, no one was really within sports was doing influencing,
right.
There was no Instagram golf girls. There was no one doing digital content within golf. And we saw in other industries like, beauty and lifestyle and fashion, but the sports industry is years behind. And so there was no really blueprint or path. And I was desperate for money. I wanted to play golf professionally. And a couple of companies were reaching out and they're like, hey, maybe we can work together. And I was like, oh, so if I leverage my social media, then I can get equipment and shoes and balls and things that I couldn't pay for. And that's, how it started. It was basically a way for me to use my social media to leverage it to pay for my pro golf career. And after about a year playing professionally, I was like, this isn't for me. I was doing both of them and I really couldn't balance it.
Right.
We talked about this before we started recording, but social media is a full-time job and most people don't really understand how difficult it can be. And so trying to do that while also trying to give my all playing professionally, I was so burnt out. I couldn't do it anymore. And so around 2017, I decided that I was going to do social media full-time.
Yeah, no, that's kind of reminds me of our story with it, or me personally. I remember last year there was no time for just relaxation. It was full time. It was either your sport or you're doing brand work or you're talking with your agency, you're traveling. When you have any free time, it was okay, I'm kind of burnt out. And I started finding passion within just social media and being able to be entrepreneurs like together. So no, that's kind of like our same journey. I know you're like a little bit more ahead of the game, but no, that's really awesome.
Well, there's a difference too when you are just doing social media for fun and then when you're actually trying to build a business.
Right.
And I think there is that difference. And a lot of influencers, they just try to, get as many followers as they can. And they do it for fame. And that's really what their driving force is. And then there are other people where they want to leverage that into building a long lasting business. And that is where it's so time consuming. You have to take all these meetings. You have to think, 15 steps ahead, and how do you want to leverage it and how do you want to build? And I think that's the most difficult part. And, it's been inspiring to watch you guys do that because you are building a business and you are entrepreneurs. And I don't think people really understand how much does go into that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that like, even like seeing people like you started in 2015 and you just sitting here talking to us even before we were live, I was like, okay, the knowledge and like how you talk about social media is exactly how I feel. I'm just like not there. Like you are way beyond us. So I'm just excited to learn more about it. And obviously you're a great example of how you can like leverage your brand. So, and it's like, I like how you said, like using it, like some people will do it only for fame. And that's like, I guess anything like is part of it. Like that's an asset I kind of look, but like using it, social media as a tool is like what I try to tell Haley, or like what we want to do in the future is like build our brand so that it's like a tool to like promote your businesses and it's like another passive income. It's not like your only income. So what people don't truly understand is like what you can do within social media. Like there's so much more than just like fame per se, you can learn so much. So no, that's awesome. But I also wanted to touch on like, cause your brand leans into like the beauty space. And I kind of read like that you sometimes like bark back at people's hate comments and I'm like, yeah, go off girl. Like as you should. So like kind of touch on that, like how you deal with that.
Yeah. So when I first started doing this, I wanted to be taken seriously as, a professional golfer. And no matter what I did, no matter what I posted, I'd get hate. And there was one time where I wore a full turtleneck, leggings. I was completely covered head to toe and people were upset with my outfit. And I was like, okay, well, clearly no matter what I wear or what I do, people are going to be upset about it. So I might as well wear what I want and live the life that I want to live. And I have always dressed a very certain way. And I think it comes from my gymnastics background of being very comfortable in literally almost nothing, where you're wearing a leotard and that's pretty much it. And so I've always just felt very comfortable in form-fitting clothes. And that's how I feel confident. And that's what I like to wear. And so when that happened, I just said, okay, well, I'm just going to do what I want to do and I'm going to wear what I want to wear. And if people like it, great. If they dislike it, okay, great. That's fine. You can't control what other people say or the judgment that they have because they just see such a small little portion of your life. But there are also days where I will leave the house and wear sweats and my hair's up and I'm wearing no makeup. There are different facets of my personality, which I can't always show on social media. And so I try to not take it so personal when someone will come at me in a very negative way when they don't know me. They don't see me day in and day out, 24/7. That's my family. That's my friends. And if my family ever comes to me with a concern about something that I posted, which they have never done, but if they would, then I would take a step back and be like, okay, maybe I need to reevaluate what I'm doing. But my family is so supportive and they love who I am and they love what I do. So I don't really care. And so I've leaned into that because again, that's just how I feel most confident. And I don't think it's fair that, women have to look a certain way to be quote unquote respected. Again, I can wear what I want and it's their problem. It's not my problem. And I think that we need to grow and have an open mind on how a businesswoman or how an entrepreneur can look. And you don't have to look a certain way because, again, we've heard this from for as long as I can remember, as we were children growing up, don't judge a book by its cover. Like that was one of the core values that were instilled in all of us. And so I always try to almost push the limits to show people, yes, I can wear this. I can also be successful. I can also be a badass at golf. I can also be all of these things. And it does not matter just because I have boobs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mind blowing, like how stupid it sounds, but people get so triggered and upset by it. And it's like, there's nothing I can do about it. So I might as well. I like them. I might as well show them off if that's what makes me feel good. And
Exactly. Like if you're confident in that and you're confident in, first of all, you're like gorgeous. So obviously you play you play a sport. People are going to be jealous of that. Then you're gorgeous. So it's like, I think people get so upset at the fact that like, if you're confident and you're posting and you play a sport, and I got that all the time. And it's, why do you have to look a certain way to do this or be respected, or you're not classy, or you're not this? You don't even know who I am. Exactly. Like I remember like there's been so many articles that have came out. The NCAA has a hot girl problem, or a certain coach saying that NIL female athletes like us or some other females are bringing, taking a step backwards because of what we're posting. And it's just like, how are you going to sit there and judge somebody based on what they're doing and how they feel? Like you said, the most confident. Like if you feel confident in what you're posting and what you're wearing, that isn't not like another excuse for another man or a female to bring you down and be like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, or this isn't the right way to make money. How are you going to say that? Like, how are you going to be able to have an opinion on something that makes me feel confident? So I don't know. I really like how you said that though. Like show off what you want to show off. If you're confident, you should be able to, show people that.
Exactly. When we're talking about hate comments, the one that I get that cracks me up all the time is, this girl loves herself so much. Yeah, we should love ourselves. Like, why should I hate myself? Like that it's just how people think about it. And, there's this big conversation about how like a woman needs to be everything. And if you're too confident, or if you're too much this, too much that, you need to be this, but not that. And it's a really hard balance. And I said, yes, I'm going to love myself. I'm going to be confident in what I wear and in what I do. And again, the people who are upset by that, they don't love themselves. And
exactly, it's their problem. Hannah and I always say this as well. I was never raised where I could go and comment in someone else's photos something so rude to bring someone else down for no reason. Insecurity. Yeah. I would never be able to like bring myself to do that. And I loved how you said your family, like your family's never came to you. It's never been a problem. Like don't seek advice from people you would never take criticism. Like don't seek, don't other way. Don't seek criticism. Like don't take someone's criticism of you where you wouldn't take advice from them. Like that's what I always pride myself on, is these people have no idea who I am. They don't know my character. So if they're just going to judge me based on what I post on social media, a very glimpse of it, like a highlight reel, then that's their problem. Like that's not a me problem. So I really, really like that advice. And I think you're such an inspiration to young girls and other people, because it's like, be confident, be who you are, regardless of what people say. You're very successful. So as you should. They're going to hate on you. So might as well post what you like. That's what I think.
Well, it's such a negative message to young girls too, that you have to say, you have to cover up. Like it's showing that's like your body, there's something wrong with it and you have to cover it up, and you should be confident. And I feel like my message has always been, do what you want. Right. That's what it is. It's not like you have to do this or you have to do that, or I'm preaching that people need to follow in my footsteps. I just say, this is how I feel confident. Let me be. If that's how you feel confident, I will let you be. And I think that's just how everyone needs to go about it. It's not this big, huge issue. It's just allowing people to live the life that they want to live and do what makes them happy.
That's so good. We're very into like health and fitness, and like I put so much time into my body to not be able to be like, okay, no, I'm confident. If I want to post a bikini selfie, or if I want to show like a little booty or something, whatever you're okay with, right? Other people might not be okay with that, like you said, but if that's like what's something that makes you confident, it's not like for them to be like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that just because I wouldn't. That's when I have a problem with it. So no, I really, really like that. And I love like your mentality with it. That's so good. It's like, I'm like, I need to be more like you because I don't know why I take it. If someone like comments on what I look like or this, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why are you doing this? But Hannah's so good. Hannah's more like you, where it's like, dude, do what you want, no matter what. Like you said, the turtleneck thing, you wore something and people still had something to say. Like that's a very good example of no matter what you do, people are going to hate just because you're being successful. So go off. Kind of moving into like more of the golf questions though. I was curious, like who is the best celebrity golfer you've ever played with?
There's actually a lot of really good celebrity golfers, especially the athletes. So baseball players, hockey players, they're all really good. The best one that I've played with, gosh, I don't want to offend anyone. Better or worse. I would say the most fun person that I have played with was Miles Teller. He had the best attitude about golf. Sometimes when you see such successful athletes try to play golf, they are so competitive and so into what they're doing that sometimes it's like you don't want to say or do the wrong things because they're so fiery, and that's why they are so good at what they do. But Miles Teller with golf, he hit a bad shot and laugh it off. And most people don't do that. Like, you play golf, you know it's so frustrating. And he had one of the best attitudes that I have ever seen out on a golf course. And I learned a lot from it because I can get a little bit fiery and angry out on the golf course. And I was like, okay, I should probably just laugh it off because it doesn't really matter. So I love playing with people who have that kind of like happy-go-lucky, I don't care, let's just have the best day type of attitude. And he was so much fun to play with.
Oh, cool. What do you?
I like that mentality
yeah,
too.
I like that too. Like just laugh it
just
off.
have fun.
If you're not good, might as well just make a joke out of it, right?
Yeah.
What do you like? What's your opinion on the I saw that PGA and Live merged. Like, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, so it's I'll try to explain it in a very like simplified form because it's highly complex and we still don't fully know what's going to happen with the PGA Tour and how it's going to look. But I will say that there was a ton of controversy when the Live Tour first came out because they were trying to do things that were different. And golf needs to progress. It still has the same kind of stuffy attitude and mentality. And when you look at other sports, it just doesn't have the same amount of reach that, say, basketball does. And you can see that with the biggest names in the game and how they translate on social media. So you have like Steph Curry and LeBron James, and they have, so many followers. 20 million plus followers. And then you look on the PGA Tour, I'm the most followed golfer. That's not adding up. You know what I mean? We do need to have like new demographics into the game. We do need to have more reach. And to be able to do that, you need to change. You need to evolve. You need to make certain changes within the game to progress. And I think that all in all, it's going to be really positive and I'm excited for it. But it's still so early on that I don't know what the PGA Tour is going to look like next year or the year after that, because they've been very secretive. When this news first dropped that they were going to merge, no one knew. The players didn't even know. Only about a handful of people knew that this was happening. And it really, truly rocked the golf industry and the golf world because no one saw this coming, because just days prior, they were talking about how this would never happen. And, you're going to protect the players. And if the PGA Tour players went over to Live, it'd be a huge deal. And then 2 days later, Jay Monahan was like, JK, like, we're actually going to work together with them. And so it's been crazy within golf this year.
No, yeah, I saw it too. So I was like, I want to get her take on it. But yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Anything to evolve the game and like reach more people. Okay, so I think one of the things we're going to end with. Okay, yeah, Hannah and I wanted to do this. So we are beginner golfers to the point where it's like, I don't know, I just need to go to like the range or Top Golf and like swing because it's bad. So I was like, let's get her opinion on our swings.
And you can be as critique as you want to. Like,
I
will take it and I'll be like, okay.
You can be Coach Paige for us.
Yeah, Coach Paige.
So I'm Hannah. I'll go first.
And I think I know a little bit like the grip.
The grip. My dad's a huge golfer and he never takes us to golf because we're so bad. I'm like, Dad.
No, like he's hella good, I think.
Can you see her, Paige?
Yeah, I can see her grip. And then when you go to like swing, then face the other way. Okay. So you can go this way first and then the other way.
It's like she breaks something.
Sure my grip goes like this, right?
No, you can't ask her, Hannah. She's rating our swings.
Okay, I will say grip actually looks really good. So you want both V's facing up your shoulders, what you're doing. And most golfers, when they first start out, they will do like a split grip, which it's like a baseball grip. And there are two correct ways to do it. It's when you do an overlap or an interlock. And it looks like that's what you're doing, where you either put your pinky kind of in this little slot, or you interlock the pointer finger on your left hand and your pinky finger. So those are kind of the two grips that you can do. But right off the bat, it looks really good. It doesn't look too strong, doesn't look too weak. So grip, good to go.
Okay, I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah.
Videos and insert them here so then we can send them to you and You can give us some critiques.
You can get us some
How are we
critiques.
gonna get that?
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
You can do mine first, though. What's your critique on it?
You're very athletic, which is great. It's a great base to build on. You're a bit stiff, and I want you to kind of like loosen up on it. So I'll try to think of like in basketball terms, like when you're going to like run or jump or move, you bend your knees and you're fluid with it. But in golf, most people get so stiff and they don't move at all. And so I want you to feel as if you're like squatting and moving and turning, and like that's really going to help you. So when you take it back, I want you to bend your arms a little bit at setup. So you have them locked out right now.
Okay.
And you want to just have them really loose and like they're hanging down. And from there, you just kind of hinge your back elbow. And when you come through it, I want you to feel as almost like you're squatting and staying down through it. So instead of lifting up through the ball, I want you to keep that spine angle down. So it's almost like you're bent over, your head is touching a wall, and your head never lifts up from the wall. And I think that will really help you. But it looks good though. Like it looks good for like never really playing and starting out. Your setup is great. It always starts with the setup, and I love your setup. So just loosen up a little bit, like use your athleticism, and I think you're going to be perfect.
Okay, great.
It's like the same type of thing too. So your setup is really good. Again, perfect setup. I love to see that. When you go back, I want you to keep your left foot on the ground. So
Left
you
foot on the
lift
ground.
it
Okay.
right now. And then when you come through, you do the same thing where you lift up. And so I want you to keep that structure in your swing. And so you never want your head to lift up through the shot. You actually want to feel like your arms are turning underneath your shoulder and your head.
Okay.
And
so
that
like,
will help you
Okay.
hold your follow through, which is really great. But one thing I always like to think of, instead of like coming down your back, if you look at the club, it's coming down your back. I want you to have the shaft of the club running along the back of your hat. So it's a little bit more vertical.
Okay.
Or horizontal instead of vertical. And that should help too. And so it doesn't feel like you're lifting as much. You'll be able to turn, and the follow through will go more horizontal instead of vertical.
Okay. I like it. Okay. So to end with the last question, whose was better?
That's really hard. That's actually really hard. Okay, let me look at
Just gotta watch it one more time.
Hannah, if you could put your backswing and then with Haley's follow through, then you would actually have like a pretty good base of a swing. So like, Hannah has the better follow through. Hannah has the better backswing. Haley has the better follow through.
Which one's better? Which one would you rather have?
My swing.
I know. We all can't be like you. We all can't be Paige.
Oh gosh, it's really hard.
It's okay.
They're
Our
like,
feelings won't get hurt. We're both pretty bad, so.
I would say Haley's a little bit farther ahead with like technique.
Let's go. And I had the better bitch. Okay, well, thanks, Paige, so much. I appreciate you coming on.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Paige. I'll get right back to the course and work on it. The course and send you. I'm gonna actually like go to the course. Let's golf sometime.
I know.
For sure. Whenever you come
we
to
need to
Miami,
go play. I'll give you guys lessons. You can teach me some basketball moves, and we'll make it happen. Because you can roast me on how bad I am at basketball, and then all will be fair.
that's okay. No, yeah. I love it. Thanks so much for coming on, guys. Make sure you guys go follow Paige. Not that she needs it, but go follow Paige everywhere. And we will see you guys next time.